So this is a topic I think people are going to have a lot to say about on social media. So let's just get into it and not hold back. We are not censored, so we can just really go there. So I want to just go ahead and put that out there for you. Now, Tiffany, Monique, have you dated outside your race, and why or why not?
She's looking at me like I know the answer.
Personally, I've tried it. I have tried dating outside my race. Love black men. I tried it one time. I guess I'm one and done because I got the same result. I got the same result as dating a black man. So after that, I was just like, I'm just gonna go with what I know and love.
So you gave up on the white men because of the same things that black men do, but you don't give up on the brothers.
I can't. I love us too much.
Okay.
I love us too much.
Okay.
So I keep hope alive, you know?
What made you even go there in the first place?
Well, when I saw him, I didn't even know he was white fully. He had a beard, he was tall, he was fine until I got closer. Yeah.
He had a tan?
He's seasoned. Oh, he's seasoned. So I got a little closer and I was like, oh, are your eyes blue? Oh, you're not black. And we went out, it was a great day, and then even after that, he just started doing the same. It just felt too familiar.
Like what kind of stuff did he do?
Like the ghosting, the acting like you really are trying to pursue me and then, not really trying to pursue me. So I'm like, I get the same experience dating black men, so I might as well just date black men.
Did you try it because you thought it'd be different with the white man? You wouldn't get the same thing?
I did, because I keep hearing, they'll treat you better, like just try it. You never know, like you've had all these horrible experiences already, why don't you just try something new? Mm-hmm. So I tried something new.
And you're like, surprise, there's white assholes too.
Right, it's the same.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now what's your experience? Have you tried a white man?
Yeah, I married one.
So I guess you try one every day then.
I did. Honestly, for me, I dated all kinds of guys because I just never felt the need to discriminate against anyone. If you're a good person and you treat me right, then that's what matters the most to me, despite what you look like on the outside. And then my husband came along and he was perfect, so I wasn't even paying attention to that.
So it was never an issue for you?
It was never an issue for me.
Now how about, maybe not for you, but what about the people around you, like your friends, your family, or his friends and family? Did anyone have an issue?
Nobody had a problem with it. I mean, my entire family is mixed in itself. Like my mom comes from biracial parents. I have cousins who are married to Puerto Ricans or Asians or Dominicans or Jamaicans or whoever. My family's from Haiti, so we're very open and welcoming. So regardless of what the person looks like, as long as they treat you right, that's always been the most important thing that my parents raised me with.
Now, I come from an interracial relationship. My mom is an immigrant from Italy. My dad was in the Air Force, met my mom and brought her over. And that was in the 70s. I'm old, I'm 46, so she, am I 46? I'm 46. So I remember early on, like there was a lot of issues and both sides weren't totally accepting of the relationship, and it's like an extra obstacle to add. So what do you think about that? Like couples have, on top of the normal things that couples have to, dealing with that on top of it, because although we progress, I think the last few years of this administration have kind of shown our country to be, they've revealed a lot of things that we're not really there yet.
Yes,
100%.
For me, my experience, I've only dated black men just because I'm attracted to black men. I love black men, so that's what I'm attracted to. But I think a lot of times when you are in an interracial relationship, especially right now in this racially heated climate of America, I notice, and people that come to me, they'll say, I'm not comfortable discussing certain topics with my mate because they don't understand it. There's times when you're dating a black man where something crazy and ignorant will come on the TV or you see it in front of you. You don't have to say anything. You just give each other a look like, and there's this unspoken understanding. So that's definitely something that is a challenge for some people who are in interracial relationships. And it's so important that if you go there, that you make sure that you don't change your views, that you guys understand each other's different perspectives, and you're not afraid to explain the struggle to them, because
and have
the conversation, because you're in an interracial relationship, you have to have the conversation. It's not going to go away. You're not going to live in this bubble of happiness where no one's going to hurt you.
And that's a real thing. Growing up with the white mama and the black dad, my parents, when they got divorced, I know this is a bad thing to say, and Mom, forgive me if you're watching this. There were times that I wish I had a black mom. And I know that sounds awful. Like, it doesn't mean I don't love her, but I felt like there were so many things that she just didn't get. And besides the fact my hair always looked fucked up as a kid. I
about to ask you that.
Always. And that tradition has continued to this day. But outside of that, like there were things like my mom, like I would get, and there was this whole light skin, dark skin thing happened in my high school, and then I couldn't go to my mom because she's thinking, she's like, you're acting up, or, you know, she wasn't sympathetic. She didn't get what that really was.
Yeah,
the nuances of being a black, you know, raising a black kid is tough.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what that will lead to in some interracial relationships. And it wasn't like now where there's so many. Back then, I mean, we would get into fist fights in front of my mom, and my mom would not really, she didn't automatically understand what it was about. She'd think that, she would be the one that thinks like, were you mouthing off or you acting up?
You started it.
You know?
I definitely always tell people
real.
the same thing too. Whenever you're going to be dating in an interracial relationship, whether it's, because you could both be black, but maybe one's Nigerian and one's Haitian. You guys come from different cultures. You're both black, but at the end of the day, your cultures are different. So having to understand that the person that you're with comes from a different background and being able to respect it and understand it, I think is most important. And my husband and I have actually had those conversations, and he said to me once that, you know, he knows that if we were to have, when we're ready to have kids, and if we were to have a son, like he knows that the day will come when something will happen with our son, and my son's going to say to him, Dad, you don't get it. And he's going to have to accept that, because he's going to have to answer, you're right, I don't. As a white man, he's not going to understand what it's like growing up. Totally. But my husband's also very aware, and he educates himself, and he, you know, surrounds himself with amazing people that are able to teach him firsthand certain things, you know what I mean? And for him, he was the vice president of the Black Student Union in college, and that was one of the things that made me love him the most when I first met him.
Wait, your white husband?
My white husband, they voted him the vice president of the Black Student Union. So he's seasoned, and he understands his privileges. So when we're together, and if we go out somewhere, and if somebody pisses me off and I don't want to be the stereotypical black girl or get mad, he handles it. And he'll be the angry white man.
Can I just say something? I gotta say something, because this is out loud, and I say things out loud that some of y'all thinking. Where was this love for Rachel Dozier? Y'all hated on her when she was a white woman with the NAACP.
I mean, she was keeping it real.
She wasn't.
It's not that we're trying to figure out the right way to say it.
Yeah, I know.
It's not, there's a difference between being
she was faking it.
Yes,
It was her racial identity.
My husband knows he's a white man. That's the difference. He understands his privilege.
Rachel
he knows he's a white man.
She
claimed to be a black woman.
She actually went out and said, I'm black.
Right.
Versus just being white and being acceptable with being white and loving.
She did the imitation of life the other direction.
So is she not an ally? Why do we hate her so much, though?
I don't think we hate her. I think we just feel a little bit disrespected because it's like you're not, though.
Yeah.
But you're not. Like, we appreciate you loving us so much, but like, love us as who you know.
But in this day and age, right? You can be whatever you identify as now, right?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, you identify.
Clearly she was, until she got caught out there like, wait a minute.
Right.
Let me see your birth certificate.
Let me see your parents.
Right, and your parents.
Well, now she does braids, so I'm just letting y'all know. Maybe get a connect. So look, it's been over 20 years since the legalization of interracial dating, which is crazy.
I know, that's not even that long.
Like
that's
that,
crazy.
Is that right? 20 years?
Yeah.
Why is there still a stigma attached to it all? And you know, why is it still an issue?
I don't think it's a stigma attached to it. I mean, we've been doing this for years. It's just, it's finally legalized. I mean, if we're going back to slave age, like, you know, it was always interracial, maybe not dating publicly, but it was always there.
It's funny that it was illegal to date, but it was okay for the white man to rape.
To rape and have babies.
Exactly.
That part.
And I think where the stigma comes is when someone makes a conscious choice not to date a black woman.
Yep.
Right.
When it's not like you happen to fall in love with someone and they happen to be of a different race. But when you actually say, I don't want to date any black women, I only want to date a woman that looks like, you know, Kim Kardashian, a woman that's blonde hair, and they will skip over you. That's where it becomes an issue.
Why does it seem like it's more of an issue, though, when women choose to date a white man or man of a different race than a black man? Like, a black man do it, now it's not a big deal anymore, but when a black woman does it, it's like she's a bed wench. We hear all the things, and I think that is fucked up.
I agree.
I
keep that same energy when y'all, you know, are okay with the black man with his Spanish wife or a white woman. Then I don't think that's right what they do to black women that date white men.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's how we're conditioned, like the way society has conditioned us, where it's like, okay, well, he's black and he's dating outside his race, that's okay. But what is she doing enjoying
Let us
They
dating.
make
my
it the
thing.
norm. It's
Yeah.
the whole concept of like,
Like,
you know,
it's
when a
okay.
guy makes it to the NBA or the NFL or whatever, that he gets a white woman as a trophy.
Yeah.
So
Right.
society has made it feel like it's a normal thing for a guy to do that. But the second a woman does it, it's like, oh, she hates black men. It's like, no. You don't know me, because a lot of my last relationships were with black men. I just happened to fall in love with a
Right.
white one.
And also, to be honest, that is a media thing.
Definitely.
Because lots of black men, especially in the NFL, are with black women.
Yes, they
so
are.
we need to stop putting that out there.
Yes, we are. That's true.
Yeah.
The percentage is very much higher.
It is, seriously.
In successful black men dating or marrying
Absolutely.
black women.
Yes.
It's just the way it's shown, it's portrayed
Right.
on like social media and networks.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that whole thing about how a black man makes it, becomes successful, and he wants a white woman as a trophy. Let's go on the flip side, because I know a lot of white billionaires that to them, the ultimate status symbol is to have a black woman, and they don't want a light-skinned black woman.
George
want-
Lucas,
They gonna push me out the way. They're like, bring me your
They
sister.
want black
They
like
want
your
a-
shirt.
They want a black woman, and to them, I feel like it's like kind of letting everybody know, like, I'm strong enough to have a black
Yes.
woman. I got it going on to have a black woman, because it's almost like that's the new status symbol as well. But how do we know if someone's like, you know, it's about love or versus fetish? Because there are people that have a fetish,
Definitely.
especially a lot of wealthy people, right? That it's like what was that? That was a man that worked in politics that was caught. Two black men died at his house under
Ooh.
suspicious conditions. He was actually a Democrat, actually. Which
Yeah.
Was he? A
Yes. I
Democrat?
can't think of his name, but I know
You know
the
what I'm talking-
story.
It was actually in California.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But there's a whole fetish thing. That's a whole nother show we could probably
Yeah,
do.
that is definitely another
Like,
show.
you know, there's of course when you you happen to fall in love
Yeah.
with someone that happens to be of a different race, and then there's what you were talking about where you just like only seek that out.
I feel like you know the difference though, because for me personally, because I've dated outside of my race several different times, regardless if it's an Asian guy, Hispanic, Indian, whatever, you can tell. For me personally, I can tell when it's just a fetish as opposed to wanting to get to know who I am. Because I've never been someone who relies on my looks, because my mother raised me to understand that I'm way more than that. So if I go on a date with a man and all he's doing is complimenting my looks, I'm like, clearly there's only one thing you're after, and you're not willing to get to know the person inside. So to me, that's a fetish right there. Like,
So
you're
you-
only after what you're looking at.
You felt that before?
100%, and I've shut it down right away, and I've walked out. Where it's like, oh, you're so exotic. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh,
yeah.
I love your chocolate skin or whatever. And I'm like, all
Those
right.
buzzwords.
And I
Yeah.
think that's the difference between you and I, because you've dated outside your race multiple times. Me, I'm just strictly, you know,
Yeah.
I love black men, and that's just what I see. Like you're attracted to.
That's what you're attracted
When you
to.
see them, like you're just like, that's who I see myself with. That's the babies that I want. Like, you know, that's just what I know and
You
love.
tried it one time?
I tried it one time, but I mean, like even
Did y'all kiss?
I know where you're going with this.
we did.
Did you?
We did not. We did not, because as soon as I see red flags, I fall back.
What was the red flag?
I mean,
The ghosting?
I mean, like, okay, so
Wait, let me just cut to the chase. Did you see his thing?
I didn't see it,
You felt it.
but I did feel it.
You felt it through the jeans?
I felt it through the basketball shorts.
The gray sweat shorts.
No, the basketball shorts. I'm a hooper, so you
So he
know.
was dressed like Lil Thot.
No, I mean, I play ball, so like,
okay.
you
It
know,
was
we
a
was playing ball.
setup.
Right.
It's some love and basketball type.
Because, like, that's the male lingerie. You know that, right? If you go to a guy's house and he's got on some basketball shorts, he's like, man.
It's a trap.
No,
There's no
we're
drawers
hooping
underneath
though.
those.
We're playing ball. We're actually like playing basketball. So like you know, whatever. But I
Did you
mean,
beat him?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did.
Black power.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But no, I mean, he was equipped like a black man, but I didn't experience it because I felt like he just wanted to get in my panties. Like that would have been a one-up for
fetish.
him.
Right.
So you felt like it was more of a fetish thing. It wasn't like a love thing or a, you know.
I mean,
connection.
even after that, he still tried to pursue me, but like I shouldn't be confused if you're feeling me or if you're trying to pursue me. I shouldn't have to question, does he really like me?
Yeah.
Like I should know off top. And once I start questioning that, that's when I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should keep you in my back pocket because I'm not for certain. I'm not 100%.
Did he try to act black for you?
He did. When I met him, I told you I thought he was black. He had a beard. He had a backwards hat. He had on a black T-shirt. I can see his pecs. He had on 2 gold chains. Like he was fine. He was fine.
then
When
she
I
got
seen
close.
him, I
He was
got
like,
closer.
"Blue
I was like, oh.
So when you felt his, I gotta go back to.
I mean, I was intrigued.
Claudia stuck on one thing.
I was intrigued.
So when you felt it, you know, there's all the rumors and the stereotypes about the difference in size between black men and white men. what was your observation? And this is strictly, of course, for research purposes.
I like how you did that. I like how you did that. I like how you did that.
So what was in your studies? What have you found?
I wanted to experiment.
Okay.
But I also didn't want him to have that power of knowing, well, I hit that. Like, I hit that.
She ain't answered my question.
Rephrase your question. Maybe I'm a little confused.
She wants to know the size reference.
Yeah.
No, I said
Is
he
it
was
true what they say about black men versus white men?
No, I said he was built like a black man. Like that's why I wanted to experience it, because I was like, oh, okay, this might can work.
Okay, so you.
Yeah, I was
respectable.
I was intrigued, and I wanted to experiment.
Because
and I wanted to see what that be like.
That is a stereotype that black men are way more well endowed
For
than
sure.
a white man, and you're married to one.
You see my face look at the camera. I was like,
Not to get all in your
Back to
business,
you,
but
off me.
no,
I think-
without speaking about my husband being the fact that I've dated several different races, it's all different, regardless of the race.
I mean,
they're all different.
You can't assume a black man's gonna have a big one.
That's
You
what
can't
I'm
assume
saying,
the
like,
same way.
there are
Like
definitely
all
some-
women are different, all men are different. That's all I
Listen,
have to say.
I'm 6 foot. With heels, I'm 6'4". My height requirement is 6'4". So I date men over 6'4" all the time. I've dated 7-footers. And like, that means nothing.
Exactly.
That means absolutely not. I've dated a African 6'11" man that you would think would be slanging.
Hello.
What happened?
And he was not slanging.